Hello everyone and welcome to another AdMaths tutorial video. Now I'm going to discuss Form 4 Additional Mathematics Chapter 5 Indices and Logarithm Part 3 video. Before I begin, if you are new to any of my videos, please do subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell as I'll be discussing more mathematics tutorial videos in the future. Alright guys, without further delay, let's jump to the question now. As we are looking right now is the example 5, Chapter 5 Indices and Logarithm. By the way, in this video we are going to discuss two questions guys, and two questions is from the logarithm question. So let's read the example 5 together. Solve the equation 2 plus 2 log with the base 4 p minus 6 equals to log p with the base 2. Alright guys, I hope you will attempt this question in the future. If you could manage to solve this question, well done guys. But if you can't solve this question, no worries. I'm going to show you the step-by-step working and the solutions now. Okay, before start to look for the solution, I highly advise you to pause the video and try to attempt this question before starting to look for the solution. If you manage to solve this question, well done guys. But if you can't solve this question, no worries. I will show you the solution now. Okay, without further delay, let us start to show the solution for example 5. Okay, to start off, I literally rewrite the whole equation here. 2 plus log p minus 6 with the base 4 equals to log p with the base 2. So what we're going to do here is, we're going to make all the base is the same, log base is the same. Since we have two different base here, one is a log 2, another one is a log 4. So either one we need to change the base. So I recommend you to change the log 4 into log 2. So it will be easier for you to do your calculation in the next step. Then you can ask me, why can't we change log 2 to the base 4? Yes, you can change, but the calculation will be slightly more complicated when you are changing the higher base to the lower base. So it will be slightly easier for you when you're proceeding your working. So what we're going to do now is we're going to change the log 4 into the log base 2. Okay, proceed to the next step. So from here what we do is we bring the 2 to the right hand side. So 2 log 4 p minus 6, it becomes log 4 p minus 6 square. So proceed to the next step. So from here, all the base we have successfully changed it into base 2. So 2 we have already changed into 2 log 2, which is the base 2, and then the number also is 2. So because the base and the number when you same, it will cancel off, it will become 1. So 2 times 1, you'll get back the 2 over here. So to change the base is very simple guys. So from the log 4 p minus 6, so log 2, you start to substitute this value p minus 6 square over here, and then you divide with the original base log 2 4. So from here you get log 2 p minus 6 square divided by log 2 4. So this is a new base guys with the respect to 2 equals to log 2 p. Okay, so far so good. So let us proceed. So what we're going to do for the next step, the 2 from the left hand side, which times with log 2 2, so you're going to bring it to the right hand side, will become 2 square log 2 2 square plus log 2 p minus 6 square divided by log 2 to the power of 2. So this 4 we can break down into 2 square, which later on we will simplify into 2 log 2 2. So the base and the number are the same, so we can simplify into 1. So 2 times 1 you'll get is 2, and then it will be equal to log 2 p. Okay, continue to the next step. So 2 square you get 4, so log 2 4 plus log 2 p minus 6 square divided by 2 equals to log 2 p. So for the next step, what we're going to do is we're going to times the whole equation by 2. So in order to eliminate the fraction guys. Okay, so proceed with the next step. So as I said, we times the whole equation by 2. So from here you get 2 log 2 to the power, 2 log 4 with the base 2 plus log p minus 6 square with the base 2 equals to 2 log p with the base 2. So the 2 log 2 for the 2, you can bring it to the right hand side, and as the right hand side over here, the 2 log 2p, the 2 you can bring it to the right hand side, so it will become log 2 p square. So proceed with the next step. So from here you get log 2 4 square. 4 square you will be getting 16 plus log 2 p minus 6 square equals to log 2 p square. So from here you will get 4 square is equals to 16, guys. So proceed with the next step. Since this log 2 4 square and log 2 p minus 6 is involving a addition, so you can combine this logarithm together with a multiplication, guys. So you can combine these two logarithms in a one single logarithm. So it will become log 16 in a bracket p minus 6 square with the respect to base 2. So since 4 square is 16 and then p minus 6 square, you can combine them together with the addition of logarithm. So by multiplication, guys, and then you equals with log 2 p square. So since you have already break down into the simplest version, so your log 2 and log 2 you can cancel off. Now you can focus to calculate the variables. Proceed to the next step. So from here you get 16 in a bracket p minus 6 square equals to p square. So what you're going to do now is we're going to expand the bracket first. So once you expand the bracket, now you can times in the 16. Okay, 16 in a bracket p square minus 12p plus 36 close bracket. I hope you're aware of the BODMAS rule, guys. Since you need to solve the power, and then only you have to proceed with the multiplication. So we have already expanded the inside bracket. Now you need to times the 16 inside. So from here you get 16p square 9 minus 192p plus 576 equals to p square. So this p square in the right hand side, we can bring it over to left hand side, which will become negative p square. So 16p square minus p square you'll get is 15p square. So proceed to the next step. So 15p square minus 192p plus 576 is equals to 0. Actually, we can simplify this quadratic equation by dividing the whole equation by 3. So you will get 5p square minus 64p plus 192 is equals to 0. So once you have already simplified the quadratic equation, then you can further down to factorize the equation. So from here you get 5p minus 24 and a bracket p minus 8 equals to 0. But then your p is only giving you a one answer, which is p is equals to 8. So since p is equals to 8 is the only possible answer, since 24 over 5 gives negative value in the logarithm. Okay, you might be wondering why I'm only mentioning p is equals to 8, the only possible answer, whereas I have two answers over here where p is equals to 24 over 5 and p is equals to 8. Alright guys, I'm going to explain you why I write only p is equals to 8 is the answer now. Okay, can you see the question over here? The original question. Okay, when you have the two p values over here, where your 5p is equals to 24 over 5 and p is equals to 24 over 5 and p is equals to 8. So what you're going to do is we substitute the value over here. So when you substitute 8 inside over here, so 8 minus 6 you will get is 2. So you will got all your values in positive value. But then when you substitute inside 24 over 5, you'll get a negative value. So I'm going to show you now. Okay, 24 over 5, you minus with 6, guess what you're going to get? You're going to get a negative value, guys. Guess what? When you try to log a negative value, you're going to get a mathematical error. So it's a math error. So let's say example, you're going to log negative 1, guess what you're going to get? You're going to get a math error. So that's the reason why I'm only mentioned p is equals to 8 is the only answer, is the only possible answer, guys. Okay, we have already solved example 5. Now I'm going to proceed with the example 6 over here. So please hold on. Alright, welcome back. So now I'm going to discuss example 6. So let's read the question together. Solve the following equation. Log y plus 3 with the base x equals to 2 plus log 4 with the base x, and 2 to the power of x divided by 4 equals to 32 divided by 2 to the power of y. Okay, the reason why I choose this question is this question involves the combination of logarithm and indices. So you need to apply these two knowledges to solve this following equation. In shortly, I can say that this is in a simultaneous equation in a logarithm version, guys. Okay. So without further delay, let us proceed to the solution now. So before you guys want to refer to this solution, I recommend you to pause this video for a second and then you try to attempt by yourself. And then if you can't able to solve this question, then only you come back and refer to this video. Okay, proceed to the solution. So what we're going to do now, we're going to form an equation from the log x first. So since it's a simultaneous equation, the steps are going to be similar. So I'm going to show you how I'm going to solve this. So in the beginning, I'm going to rewrite the whole equation here. Log y plus 3 with respect to base x equals to 2 plus log 4 with respect to base x. So let us continue. These two we are going to convert to base x, guys. So which we're going to get is 2 log x with respect to the base x. So from here, log y plus 3 with respect to base x, as I said earlier, it will become 2 log x with the base x. So that 2 you can bring it over to the right hand side, so it will become log x x square plus log x 4. So we have already formed the logarithm in terms of 2 over here, so it become log x x square. So for the next step, what you can do now is you can combine these two addition logarithm into one logarithm, guys. So continue to the next step. So from here you get log y plus 3 with respect to base x is equals to log 4x squared with respect to base x. So since you cannot further simplify anymore this logarithm, what you can do, you can cancel out the log x and then you can now focus on the variables. So from here, y plus 3 is equals to 4x squared. You have already successfully formed our first equation, guys. Okay, now only we are focusing on this first equation. So let us proceed to our second equation. So second equation we're going to form using our indices over here, guys. So let us continue. So we rewrite the whole equation here, the second one, the 2 power of x divided by 4 equals to 32 divided by 2 to the power of y. So what we're going to do now is, we're going to cross multiply this. Okay, we're going to cross multiply this. So here will become 2 to the power of x times 2 to the power of y equals to 128. So according to the indices law, when you have the same base and it's involved the multiplication, so the power you can just add on. So from here you will become 2 to the power of x plus y equals to 128, guys. So this will be your second equation, 2 to the power of x plus y equals to 128. So from here, how are we going to continue? So we're going to continue from the equation 1, guys. The steps are pretty similar. So from equation 1, so we're going to form a expression of y in terms of x. What is the purpose? Very simple, to eliminate the from 2 variables to 1 variables, guys. So y equals to 4x squared minus 3. This will be your third equation. So guess what, for the next step, we are going to substitute this third equation into the second equation. So proceed to the next step. So substitute equation 3 into 2. So this y will be equal to 4x squared minus 3. So 2 to the power of x plus, in a bracket, 4x squared minus 3 equals to 128. Okay, continue the calculation. So from here you get 2 to the power of 4x squared plus x minus 3 is equals to 2 to the power of 7. As you know, right? As you know, guys, 128 we can further simplify to 2 to the power of 7 since they are both equal. So since we have already made our base same, so we can now simplify the base 2 and now we can focus to compare with the quadratic equation over here and the number 7 over here. So proceed to the next step. So from here, you get 4x squared plus x minus 3 is equals to 7. So what you can do is you can bring the 7 to the left hand side. So it will become negative 3 minus 7. Proceed to the next step. So from here you get the quadratic equation 4x squared plus x minus 10 equals to 0, guys. Okay, and then now you can proceed to do the factorization. Oh my god, so it's not a factorization. So you might be wondering why I'm using a formula over here. Okay, I'm going to show you now using my calculator over here. Okay, press the equation, degree 2. So when you insert in a, coefficient a is 4, coefficient b is 1, and your coefficient c is negative 10. As you can see here, it's giving you a decimal value. So you are unable to proceed using your normal factorization method. So in this case, you need to use a quadratic formula to solve this question, guys. Okay, it's not a normal typical factorization question. It's a bit tedious, but no worries, we can solve this question. So for that, you need to use a quadratic formula. You substitute all the respective coefficient, the a, b, and c. In this case, our a is 4, b is 1, and c is negative 10. So x equals to negative b plus minus b square minus 4ac, which is the square root b square minus 4ac divided by 2a. So proceed to the next step, which is negative 1 plus minus square root 1 square minus 4 times 4 negative 10 divided by 2 times with 4. From here you should get your answer. X equals to plus negative 1 plus minus square root 161 divided by 8. So since you have a plus minus over here, you will have two possible answers, guys. So I'm going to show you the remaining working in the next page. Okay, like I said, it will give you two possible answers. The first one will be x equals to negative 1 plus square root 161 over 8, and then x equals to negative 1 minus square root 161 over 8. So from here you get your answer is 1.4611, and then from here you get your x equals to negative 1.7111. So I always recommend the students to use at least up to 4 decimal place, guys, to get a more accurate result. So from here, since you get your x two values, so proceed to the next step. But then since your x value can only be a positive value, guys, so you need to take a note here. Since you are dealing with a logarithm, your x value can only be a positive sign. You cannot have a negative base x, guys. You cannot have a negative value over here. So your x can only be a positive value. So you can only have a x equals to 1.4611. Your x cannot be equal to negative 1.7111. So you have an x value over here. So you need to find the y value. It's like a normal simultaneous equation, guys. So once you have the x value, you need to use that x value to substitute back into the original equation. So when x equals to 1.4611, y equals to, I substitute into the third equation, guys. Well, 4 in a bracket 1.4611 square minus 3. So from here you get your y is equals to 5.5389. Okay, you get your x and y answer here. Now you might be asking me, okay, I got the answer, but then I'm still unsure, since the question normally asks me in a normal factorization form, but then you're giving me a decimal answer. So how can you show me that your answer is correct? Yes, guys, I got your mind voice. So now you're going to check the answer. So to check the answer, so I substitute the x and y value into either one of the equation. In this case, I recommend you to use the second equation, which is the indices. Of course, if you have a more advanced calculator, you can use the first equation to substitute the value. In this case, I use the second equation. 2 to the power of x divided by 4 equals to 32 divided by 2 to the power of y. So I substitute all the x value respectively, x and y value. So 2 to the power of 1.4611 divided by 4 equals to 32 divided by 2 to the power of 5.5389. So in this case, as usual, I'm going to cross multiply this. And from here you get 2 in a bracket 1.4611 plus 5.5389 is equals to 32 times by 4. 32 times with 4. 32 times with 4, you should be getting 128. But now the question is, does the 2 sum value will give you 7? Alright guys, let's find out together. Okay. So from here, 1.4611 you plus with 5.5389. Guess what you're going to get, guys? So you're going to get your answer is 7. So 2 to the power of 7 is equals to 128. So 2 to the power of 7 is 128. So 128 is equals to 128. So it's proven over here, guys. Alright guys, that is all for my discussion of step-by-step working and solution for this question. Any question or feedback, feel free to put in the comment section below. If you like this video, please give a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell as well. Alright guys, thank you everyone for your support, and I will see you in the next video.